Hi, my name is Joanne Weigel, and I'm the General Education English teacher at the high school. I wanted to review the Individual's Education Plan, or an IEP, and review just go over the process and what that looks like on my side and your side in terms of involvement. Parent and student involvement are required and crucial during the creation and maintenance of the IEP. Parent consent and input is needed for everything, and you will be involved in the collaboration and decision-making process of the IEP. It's important for educators to pinpoint the strengths and interests of the student. This will be important when determining what strategies will work best for the student. A referral can be made by any adult involved in the child's academic or growth, such as parents, general education teachers, doctors, school nurse, or counselor. Oftentimes, a referral is made because the child has been performing poorly in areas such as academics or behavior. There is an annual IEP meeting to evaluate the growth of the student and determine how they've reached their goals. There can also be additional meetings throughout the year if there needs to be adjustment to the IEP, the strategies used to reach the goals, or the goals. Teachers will track the progress of students weekly and collect data in terms of progress or any incidents. Students that have disabilities are eligible for special education services under the Individuals with Disability Education Act, or IDEA. Those services can include modifications in the classroom curriculum, using learning tools to assist in the completion of tasks, speech therapy, occupational therapy, behavioral therapy, tools to help keep focus, such as fidget tools, and accommodations to assessment. There are 12 main components of an IEP that I would like to review with you today. One term that's often used is least restrictive environment, or an LRE. This is indicating that your child should be in the least restrictive environment as possible, regardless of school's budget issues. We want your child to remain as close to the general education as possible and to stay in the general education classrooms as often as possible. We reviewed the referral process already. Some of the main IEP components that I would like to review with you are present academic levels. This refers to how your child is currently performing in the general education classes without any accommodations. Functional performance, annual goals, a child's progress, special education and related services, supplementary aids and services. This could be included with things such as transportation to school, program modifications or support for school personnel. This could include special restrictions on things like field trips. Start date, frequency. So frequency would be how often, the location, and the duration of the services. Evaluation process. There is a multidisciplinary teams, and they're involved in determining the child's strengths and needs. Multiple data types, assessment instruments, and methods are used to create a report to determine eligibility of the student. An eligibility determination is using the information that's gathered to categorize those who have a disability and qualify for special education services. Free appropriate public education. All students that are suspected of having a disability qualify for a free assessment. If the student has a disability, they are to receive free services provided by the school. Parent and student involvement, which I've already gone over, is essential and crucial and needed. Quarterly progress monitoring. In addition to our annual review process, there will be quarterly progress monitoring to make sure the student is improving. A year is too long to go without any progress monitoring. The IEP should have measurable goals, and if there's not an improvement towards the goals, this is when we would make an adjustment. The annual review process, which we've already reviewed, and the procedural safeguards. The school must get consent from the parents before we start services with your child. Prior written notice guarantees that the school must notify a parent of a suggested change to their child's education or a denial of a parent's request for an accommodation for their child. And related services is any service that a child needs to benefit from special education, such as speech therapy, transportation services, or one-on-one tutoring.